Pickin' and Flickin' Podcast, Halloween Extravaganza number 3. I don't even know what number movie this is.
Yeah.
It's been a
hot minute.
It's been one day.
Yeah.
It's been one day since we watched
24 hours.
We watched a movie yesterday.
We did.
And we talked about it and stuff. What did we watch?
We watched No Exit.
Whose pick was this? Because our list is now completely fucked.
I think this was my pick. Right?
I have no clue. As I slurp on my drink.
Gosh. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was my pick because it's based on a book.
Oh, hang on. We've been doing this a lot. My name is Vox.
Oh, yeah. I'm Natasha.
And if you're not familiar with us, we talk about movies.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's about it.
And most podcasts, Star Wars or Marvel gets brought up, so.
And we have a third host who's saltier than sardines in a can, that he's not part of the Halloween Extravaganza 3 because he doesn't make himself regularly available.
Even though
he was on last episode.
Yes.
Anyways, this was your pick or my pick?
Yeah.
It wasn't Luke's pick. It was just one. It was one of ours.
Yes.
And anyways, so it was a book. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's based on a book written by Taylor Adams.
Oh, hey, cool last name.
Yeah, that'll be,
Yeah.
someone's name.
Yeah.
So the book on Goodreads has 4.03 stars.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's got to be a good book. I tried to listen to the book or every time it was available, my hold would lapse on Libby. So I just kept forgetting to read it before we watched the movie. But then you put on the movie today and I'm just like, you know what, whatever.
Well, we needed to get back to it, and we just watched another movie that we'll hopefully be posting way before this one gets posted.
Yes.
But, yeah, so I was going to jump into it. I know Luke had seen this movie already. Was this a COVID movie? That's what I want to know. It came out this year.
It came out in 2022.
Yeah, it came out this year, but I want to know when it was filmed, because there's only 5 people in the movie, or 6. Maybe 7 total, I guess, because there's a cop too, right? But he's only a minor part in it.
There's 13 people in the movie.
Well, yeah, because there's the opening scene that I forgot about. But there's only 5 main characters in the movie that the entire story is based around. And to sum it up in a sweet little notion, if you haven't seen this movie, which is available right now for you to stream on Hulu, basically Darby, who is a recovering drug addict, is locked up in a rehab facility, and she gets news that her mom had a brain aneurysm, is in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So she's trying to travel to her mom to see her before she dies, and she gets a hold of her sister. Her sister says, fuck off.
Don't come.
Yeah. She escapes, and while driving, a snowstorm comes in and strands her with 4 other individuals, right?
Well, first she stops in the middle of the street, or on the side of the road, not the middle of the street, sorry. And
oh yeah, what was up with that? She
takes cocaine because she found cocaine in this nurse's car that she stole. She takes cocaine, passes out, and then she has a dream about overdosing, and then a cop finds her and is like, "You got to get out of here."
Yeah, but I feel
I'm going to send you to a visitor center.
They did not. That was a huge plot hole. They did not even go back to the fact that she had a flashback or a dream or something of her overdosing. Right. It was just this strange 2.5-minute scene of her and people banging on the car window and her passed out in the driver's seat, and then
maybe it was maybe that had happened in the past.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, so maybe that's all that it was just a quick flashback. I don't know. It's weird, though, because it was just have one flashback in a movie doesn't really make much sense. There was
2 flashbacks in the movie, but they weren't. There was one based around Darby, and then there was one based around the character that we find out later on, Jay. But my point is there's no connection between the flashback that we see with Darby's character. They don't even touch on that later on. We already know she's a recovering drug addict.
I think it's just her weird. Mom and her sister are the ones that found her, and that's the last time she talked to her sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's 2 people outside. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it a little better for me, honestly. But still, they didn't. It's not very well explained. No. And even the end, not to jump all the way to the end, but we'll get there. The ending, I was like, what the? And you had to point that out to me, too.
Right.
So, anyway, so she gets stranded after the officer wakes her up at a visitation center.
Which is not being monitored by cops, but the cops are telling people to go there, which
And
makes absolutely no sense.
And only 4 people go there, or 5
Right.
people go there. Anyways, while she's there, there's a very strange gathering of individuals, and you kind of get to learn a little bit about them. And she decides to go outside to see if she can get cell service, and discovers that there is a abducted child in the back of a van that obviously belongs to one of the people that are staying at the visitation center. Now, there's this weird dude named Lars, like the drummer of Metallica.
Or like Lars and the Real Girl, Ryan
Nope.
Gosling.
Can't help you with that one.
Yeah.
Sandy, who is the most annoying bitch I have ever
Oh my God.
witnessed.
And she's like the worst. She's in so much, but every time she's just a bad actress.
Yeah, she's a very bad...
Dale Dickey.
Yeah, she's a very bad actress, and she is in a shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
I recognized her. I couldn't pinpoint where I knew her from, but...
Princess Protection Program. That's what she's from. Duh.
Oh, excuse me. And then there's a gentleman named Ed, who we all know from the Allstate commercials.
Are you in good hands?
And then there's a guy named Ash. Now, this guy looked super familiar to me, too. And he is apparently...
He's in the new Top Gun movie.
Well, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
But he's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like... I think he's going to be... And again, here's your Marvel insert, right? I think he's going to be the new Falcon.
Oh.
He's like, I think his name's like the Patriot or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically like Captain America's sidekick after, what's his name? Falcon takes over for Captain America. Anyways, without going into Marvel stuff. And then there's a little girl named Jay, who
Yeah.
is the one who gets kidnapped. So yeah, the beginning of this, like that first hour stretch, the twist is that there's a girl being abducted, right?
Right.
And the other, like, not the twist, but the reveal is it's that creepy guy in the corner who has a temper issue.
But that's not a twist.
Right.
Like, no one's surprised that Lars
No.
is one of the kidnappers.
No, not at all.
Hint on the one of the kidnappers.
Ooh.
Because when Darby,
Yep.
when Darby, when she finally gets the girl, finds the girl and talks to the girl, whatever, she runs into back into the bathroom because Lars comes out and comes back in, whatever. She goes in the bathroom, and then she finds Ash, and she's like, oh my God, he's got a girl in his car, a little girl in his car. He's like, oh my God. And then come to find out that Ash was in on it, and him and Lars were the one that kidnapped this little girl.
Yeah, and she kind of like confided in her, Ash, that like, oh shit, we got to do something about this. So what did you think of that twist?
I think that was interesting for sure.
I thought it was boring.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, okay, of course there's 2 of them, and of course, like, the creepy guy has them, and of course there's like the non-creepy
well, there's
guy
a creepy guy, and then of course there's a good-looking guy, and the
Right.
good-looking guy is the one that ends up being
the bad guy.
the worst of the two.
Yeah, right. Because you find out that the creepy guy is clearly has some kind of mental deficiency. To me, it seemed like he had maybe like Asperger's or some form of autism that kept him in like a child state.
Yeah.
And that's what they were banking on. Like he was just this innocent dude because clearly there were like the more you find out in this story is that Ash is working with a gentleman who either sex traffics or just
Oh, it's definitely human trafficking.
it's human trafficking for children. But they keep telling Lars that they're finding better homes for children, like foster homes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, you're playing on the fact that he is stupid enough to go out and kidnap kids.
Help you kidnap this kid.
And because he thinks he's doing the right thing. Which, to me, the further along this story goes, like the more like tragic Lars becomes. He wants to be a good guy, but he's like the tragic character. He's not a tragic hero, but he's like the tragic character because of the way, spoiler alert, he gets killed, and just the way that his like story unfolds. But that, like I said, the first hour, I was like, holy shit.
I know.
They're
I'm
playing-
like, how is this even like what?
They're
I'm like,
playing.
I hope the book was better.
Yeah,
As I'm watching this.
They're playing cards, and the lines are so fast. Like, they're trying to get to know each other because she's trying to discover, because she took a picture of the license plate, like who's from Nebraska or Nevada or whatever it was. And it's just like, oh, they're playing cards. It's like, this is my play. Where are you from? This is my play. Here, this is my play. Where are you from? But it's just like, oh my. It was so quick and it was so stiff. It was so stiff. So that really irked me. Like, thank God this was only like a half hour or an hour and a half movie.
Well, and I feel like it, like, part of me feels like it would have been better off as like a limited series if like you're basing something off a book, because then you could have started the development of getting to know Darby.
Yeah.
And then getting her to the visitation center, and then getting to know all the other characters. But it just like, it was just so quick that I didn't care about anyone.
Yeah, I guess I understand the fact that you're saying like you would want more character development, but at the same time, these characters sucked.
Yeah, I know.
So I would not have wanted an hour episode for 12 straight episodes to get to know these characters. So
I just mean like 4 episodes, like limited. It doesn't have to be like 4 episodes, 5 episodes, maybe.
Little Fires Everywhere.
Yeah, and that was great.
But that was like 12 episodes total, wasn't it? It was a limited
8,
series,
I
but
think.
8. Anyways, yeah, I think
I don't remember.
and that's funny that you say that, though. I think we're stuck in a period right now where we want everything to be episodic, you know, because we have so many, again, Marvel shows, Star Wars shows, Stranger Things is a big one, you know, like, I think that they could make a good Stranger Things movie, you know,
Oh, for sure.
2.5 hour movie.
I mean, the episodes were pretty much movie length.
Yeah, you're right, but there was like these very long developments to get characters to, you know, because you tend to like be interested in the characters that you don't like.
Exactly.
You know?
And this one, like, this movie I didn't really care about. I mean, obviously I cared about the little girl, and I wanted the little girl to be safe.
She had a set of pipes on her. She
Yeah.
screamed this entire movie. I was like, whoa. As the story unfolds, the chaos gets crazier, but it's not like crazy chaos. It's just like they were trying to make a suspenseful thriller mystery with
Yeah.
a little bit of gore.
Well, eventually when Jay gets into the visitor center, she recognizes, what's her name? Sandy. And it's her housekeeper.
Yeah, the second flashback.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I think that was a good twist because
That was at that point forward, it was the redeeming qualities for this, because literally I explained in the past episodes, every movie starts as a 10 for me and slowly chugs down, and this was at like a 1.
Oh no.
By the time we got to that last twist, and I was like, finally something interesting going on here. And then of course we get the strange like fight scenes, right? So there's the scene where Ed gets shot in the chest. That's where everything starts to go haywire.
Yeah.
You know, Darby gets her hands nailed with a nail gun to the wall.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, so there's a couple of like interesting things, but not a lot. But there was some redeeming qualities.
Yeah,
you know, the twists that keep happening. So yeah, we find out that it's the housekeeper, and then what happened after that? I know Ed gets shot.
You find out that the housekeeper was in on it with the guys, and
Right.
That's how she got stolen. Ed was gambling.
Oh yeah, because
and so this was her way of getting money.
That
because
ties
they
back.
Didn't have any money.
Right, because
Yeah.
in the beginning he's like, let's make this interesting. He's like trying to get people to play poker.
Right.
So okay, a little bit of character creation and tiebacks, but like not enough.
Then he dies.
Then he dies instantly, and he's like a Marine, and he's like trying to be this badass, and then some punk ass comes in and shoots him in the fucking chest, and then they assassinate Sandy.
Oh yeah.
Because they come up behind her with the gun while she's down the ground and shoot her in the back of the head. So that's pretty interesting. And then, yeah, they continue doing the thing with Lars where he, you know, again, playing on like his lower mental capacity, you know, because Ash is trying to find the keys that they stole for the van. And he's like, if they move, you shoot them, and gives this gun to someone who clearly doesn't want to hurt anyone.
Right.
You know? So I think that twist was okay. The fact that he let someone that has like less of a negative moral compass, take care of something.
Yeah.
And
so are staple like I've never used a staple gun before, but are they that intense? Like they're standing like 10 feet away from each other, and he shoots Lars in the head with the staple gun, and it goes like right into his skull.
The only nail gun, not a staple gun.
Oh, sorry, nail gun.
The only nail gun I've used has been hooked up to like an air compressor, and yeah, it does have like
really.
Yeah, you can.
I'd be interested to use one.
Yeah, you can shoot, but he said in the beginning of the movie that he rigged the safety on it so he can shoot it like a gun.
Oh, because okay. I missed that part.
Just so we can clear this out for anyone else who's wondering, there is a safety on the top of the nail gun. So there's like the part where the nail or the staple comes out. There's like a lever on it, and that lever has to be pushed down so it'd be against a wall or against a piece of wood or whatever. And then when you pull the trigger, that's when it says, okay, and it allows the nail or staple to come out. He removed that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Or like rigged it so that he could just shoot it normally. Because if that was still on there, he would have just been firing blanks. The thing that confuses me, and I did question this, is it air-powered? Obviously not. He's walking around like a handgun shooting the thing. So it's battery powered.
Yeah.
I've used screwdrivers, like screw guns, that have lost battery in 15 minutes after using it 4 or 5 times. This guy is unloading nails, like
for 5 hours.
Yeah, that thing would be dead, like unable to shoot anything, especially at the range that he was. But I'm glad you brought that up so we can clear the air on my thoughts. But that was a great kill. That was the only good kill in this movie.
It was sad though.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he was like, "We're gonna get you." So the nail didn't go through Lars's head completely, and he was still alive.
Well,
walking.
Explain how it got shot into his head.
Oh, didn't Darby like knock him?
Darby had him held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Because they stole the gun from him, and then Jay came around the corner with a hammer.
Oh yeah, and
hit Ash's hand, and Ash fired it, and it shot
Lars. So then they're like, "We're gonna get you out of here." Or Ash is like, "We're gonna get you out of here, Lars." And then they're walking, and Lars slips in Sandy's blood.
Ed's blood.
Oh, Ed's blood. And then you paid way more attention to this movie than I did. It slips in Sandy's blood and falls face first. Oh, Ed's blood. Sorry, falls face first and pushes the nail right into his brain.
Loved that. Great kill. Absolutely perfect. And again, I've said it, a couple of times already. Tragic character. They made a martyr out of him.
Yeah.
Right? And that's basically when Ash was like, all right, fuck it. We're screwed now.
Right. Like our only goal now is to just kill him.
Right. Text message that she tried sending earlier, which was something we skipped over, gets sent to the cops. Cop shows up, shoots Darby instead of Ash because, of course, he doesn't know the situation and sees Darby with a gun. Then Ash kills Cop brutally with nails, steals his gun, and gets killed by Darby with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Darby crawls to Cop, says, "Help me," and that's pretty much it. We see her afterwards back in... Oh, my God. I would just run so far away. So far away. See her back in the rehab center. And then this is the thing that you had to explain to me again.
Back in rehab, and then the nurse comes in and says, "You have a visitor."
Yep.
And Vox was thinking it was Jay.
Yeah.
She comes out, and it's another Asian woman. Because Darby is Asian.
Her head was turned.
And he goes, "Oh, is that her mom?"
Jay's mom.
Jay's mom. Oh, yeah. Vox thinks, "Oh, is that Jay's mom?" And it ends up being her sister.
Rip.
And at the beginning of this movie, her sister wanted nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit rough. Little rough. Rough to follow. Rough to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously rough to listen to in your case.
Rough to listen to.
Yeah, because you weren't paying that much attention. You were just kind of like listening to it.
Well, yeah, we'll do my SpongeBob puzzle.
So, a little rough, but you want to tell us how we rate things around here?
So we rate things on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And then we also rate it based on picking it or flicking it. Picking it meaning that you should watch this movie because we did, and we think you should too. And flicking it meaning that we watched it so you don't have to endure pain with your eyes and your ears.
So we'll start. What did you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
3.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I also gave it I think I gave it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah, a 3 or a 4. Hold on, let me double check. Oh, I gave it a 4.
Oh.
That damn kill, man. Those are redeeming factors at the end. Yeah, I gave it a 4. For reference, Luke gave it a 5.
Okay.
So 3, 4, and 5.
Which 5 is pretty low for Luke, I feel like.
Yeah, but he's kind of tough on movies too. So that's not
especially when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't horror, but it was definitely
thriller,
suspense, thrill. Yeah. Pick a flick.
Oh, flick.
Yeah, not worth your time.
No.
You can have low-rated movies and still be like worth a watch. This is not worth your time.
Yeah, maybe read the book. It's got four stars.
Or maybe just send this podcast to people if you made it this far and say, hey, don't have to watch it. They explain the whole thing for you.
Yeah, or if people who've read the book are like, oh my God, I want to watch the movie, just send in this podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
And then they don't have to.
So if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a significant other in any way that's reading this book in anticipation to watch the movie like Tasha was going to do, just say, hey, listen to this instead.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to watch that. You don't have to waste an hour and a half of your time.
Thanks for listening and following along. Hopefully, if you haven't, go back. There's plenty of other discussions for the month of October, which we are clearly in right now.
Yeah.
Watching this in real time.
Yeah, we're headed off to a haunted house tonight.
Yep, it's fall outside.
Oh my gosh, it's kind of cold. I'm going to put a jacket on.
Yeah. We're not sweating in a basement or hoping that the rain will stop. It's just the leaves are falling and the
pumpkins are out.
Yeah, and there's pumpkin spice in the air. I can't wait for that.
I know.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Bye.